if you don't know where to begin, better ask Win.
Shane, so good to see you. This video is for anyone who thinks they may be getting divorced. It may end up costing you financially, of course. So let's break it down. Of course, it's not easy, not emotionally, not financially. And those costs can be much steeper than people expect. So preparation is key. Let's talk through the big expenses. Number one, legal fees. This amount can vary. According to Forbes, average divorce costs $15,000 to $20,000. Contested cases can exceed $100,000. So how do you prepare for something like that when it's such a huge variable?
Well, yeah, it's a really big question. When you have lawyers involved and lots of different assets, it's emotionally straining. You just don't know what happens to the money. And oftentimes it becomes expensive kind of in hidden ways where there's money movements that are going on and you just don't know what's happening to the assets that are out there. So you really need to keep an eye on those things. You need to have someone in your corner who's an advocate to make sure that your other assets, your retirement accounts, not just the house, not just that stuff, but your retirement assets, your savings, your bank accounts, investments, all that stuff gets split up equitably. And then on the back end, it's put in a place where it's actually working again for you and doing the right thing to get you where you want to go, because ultimately, you got to start planning for the future, and you need that plan, that advocate to help you do that.
And I'm sure that number skyrockets for high net worth individuals, especially, if you have large assets or even own a small business.
Oh, absolutely. When we work with business owners, for example, or folks with a lot of different assets, yeah, the legal fees, of course, get high, but also kind of that hidden cost again of what happens to the money. Is the money then set up correctly on the back end? And the opportunity cost that exists if things don't get fixed, it can be absolutely massive.
Yeah, good point. All right, next we have cost of living. Understanding your finances before and immediately after divorce is really important.
It is. It's such a massive change. It's effectively like you're starting a whole new life all over again. And the financial planning responsibility lands back on your shoulders. Maybe before, if you weren't necessarily the spouse that was in charge of this sort of thing, you didn't have a ton of experience doing it. Now, all of a sudden, that's dumped fully back on you, right? And it's a totally new shift. It's like a totally new financial life. And you might need some help. You might need some guidance to work through that.
And then next we have professional development. Here we're kind of focusing a little bit more on how divorce affects women. According to Investopedia, women's income can drop by 20%, often prompting a return to work or a need to update skills.
Yeah, that's a true statistic there about how women's income does drop. And the thing that really affects ultimately is their lifestyle, the things they're used to. And it comes up to a point where they have to start working. And that's why having a plan is so important to help them work through that.
Right. Having a plan, having an advocate, many advocates to make sure that you can kind of just focus on you in the moment. So Shane, if somebody, would like to talk this through with you, maybe their friend is going through something like this, what's the best way to reach you?
Best way to reach us is online or via phone. Our website here is winstonandcompanies.com, or reach out directly via phone, 602-456-1928.
All right. Shane, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Erin.
Got a plan for your retirement, 'cause you know it's just down the road. But if you don't know where to begin, better ask Win.